Hey guys, what's going on? So yeah, it is early. Why is the sun still up? What is this? This is madness. No, I'm just kidding. So we do have a special live today because my sister's coming into town. I'm really excited to see her. Like she's coming in from California, so we don't get to see each other often. Last time I saw her was on my 30th birthday. No, I'll be 32. Oh God, we're gonna be 32 soon. Lord help me, guys. Um, but yeah, so it's been a couple years, and so she hasn't actually gotten to see her niece or anything. Of course, my dog. One sec, guys. The house is very wide awake this time of day, so I'm very appreciative that everyone's kind of staying quiet in the house, except for, of course, our dogs. They don't understand. And so, but anyway, so yeah, that's why we're having this early discussion. I was going to cover GameStop, but I don't have a lot of new information about GameStop to cover an entire hour. GameStop, I mean, just looking at the charts today, it was also kind of, it's whatever. We've been having fun with SHIB. That was a good thing for the day. GameStop, GameStop and AMC, they pretty much tracked each other on the way down. They had the very similar chart movements. I also saw it with, there was one that followed it. Verb was really close to it on some level. And, was it Sensonics? Yeah, SENS. Some of them, I mean, and I believe they actually, all of these share like two ETFs, so I don't know if there was something to do with that. But it was just very interesting that they were following each other today. So if you are in SHIB, it's been a hell of a day, guys. I will say, 88, I believe is the high. Yeah, it got to like, we almost took off a zero for SHIB. So if you're in that, cool. I will never tell you guys to buy into crypto. Crypto, to meet you guys know, is just like a fun little speculation game at this point. I don't even know anymore. But yeah, it's been a fun little shit coin. So, and then SafeMoon is also up on the last couple days. So there's the crypto updates, the AMC GME update. Nifty Ape Nation, I did get to see, I had a meeting with them today. I did get to see some of their new stuff that they're working on. I got to see the apes talk together and they actually had a fight, which was actually pretty funny. So I believe that's all the big news on the market itself. Bitcoin crashed a little bit. I think it was down, 10K in the last week. So that was terrible. That's Bitcoin though, right? All right, can't stop. Let's fucking go. I love me some BullHouse for the mind, body, and soul, baby. Heck yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, speaking of, I actually got to talk with my friend. Staff already knows I might be bringing on one more person. He is a phenomenal friend of mine. I've known him for almost 20 years, which seems like forever. But he is just a phenomenal person. He's, went to IU for kinesiology. He's, very knowledgeable in just athletics and nutrition and things like that. Plus, he's a great marketer. He understands the ins and outs of economics and, just all kinds of things. So he will be a great addition to the team here soon. And his twin brother apparently is a package deal at this point because of stuff that they're doing together. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, so you guys will probably meet him. He might be on the podcast. I haven't quite worked out all the details with him today, but yeah, he'll be coming on pretty soon. Let's see, Bell Creek, what up, girl? Let's fucking go BullHouse. Yes. What are your thoughts on the U.S. and China are waiting out each other as to avoid being blamed for the financial market crash? Essentially the blame game. No data, just speculation. Anthony, so funny that you mentioned this because so working on the magazine last night, I have written up two articles that I think are pretty important with this. So one talks about, I'm not going to read them. You guys, you're going to have to wait. Cool. But if you want some breadcrumbs, because breadcrumbs are always fun, look into the nitrogen shortage, the fertilizer shortage, and who the biggest producers of those things are and how they're sitting right now and what's going to happen with it. we, everyone knows our trade deals with China. They're fucking terrible right now. So that's halting a lot of stuff. And just the general idea of how the mandates around the world are happening. So U.S. and China, yeah, there is basically a standoff. I mean, it's essentially a Cold War at this point. Nobody wants to call it, and nobody wants to do anything about it, because the minute they admit that there's something wrong is the minute that they have to actually fix the problem. So I do believe there's a Cold War brewing, if not already here, between the U.S., China, Russia, Europe. I mean, almost all the country is like it's like a Cold War, World War III type thing. How about this? We call it a Cold War, World War One, CWW1. I'm totally trying to come up with this on the fly. This is not happening. This is why we don't do this. Anyway, but yeah, there's some craziness going on with it all. So that's just my thoughts on that. Hey, David. I am early, Jorge, if you missed it. My sister's coming into town. Her flight lands at 10:15. That would not work with the normal podcast. So instead of canceling, which it gets very tempting sometimes with how much I'm doing in a day, but I was like, no. I got to do my early podcast, because that would be great for everybody to actually see, it is daylight. I have no artificial lights on right now, which is great. So I am alive during the day, guys. I'm not a complete vampire. So I've actually been awake for quite a while today. Let's see. Hey, darling, made me laugh my ass off last night. I'm so happy. Katie. So yeah, apparently, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how to read the metrics on this quite yet, because after last night, I lost about 15 Twitter followers and had so far 2 downvotes and not very many views on it. So I'm not exactly sure what that means at this point. Maybe I'm just not cut out to be a game podcaster, even though I did it for 4 years. So that's whatever. But yeah, I mean, if you guys really want to keep that kind of content coming, just let me know. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to bring you as much information as I can. And if I can make you laugh and make you kind of, whatever, enjoy the night, that's cool too. I actually had a lot of fun last night, just gaming and chilling and just not even thinking about much. Which was funny that Ira would bring up, oh, hey, by the way, you're in stocks. What do you know about penny stocks? I'm not working right now, damn it. Well, I was working, but I wasn't working, if that makes sense. But yeah, I really enjoyed getting to play Phasmophobia last night for that duration. So if you guys do want it, let me know. We will continue with the BullHouse Extra playlist, and we can try to figure out, I do want to play that game with the community. Kringle is offering up his support to go at it. I know Hambone didn't get to play last night because he was dealing with our daughter, so I mean, maybe we'll do this again. Let's see. That's right, baby. Safe Moon finally got some upward movement, right? After not doing shit for a while. It really didn't. Safe Moon really didn't do anything. I was kind of like, damn it. I am a bag holder of, whatever. I mean, it wasn't much. It was like $65 or so. So I'm actually finally breaking even, which I'm pretty happy about. Let's see. All crypto took a huge dump the second pre-market open. Maybe for collateral they pumped. Oh yeah, they really did. They pumped Berkshire Hathaway, and I don't know what is going on with that stock. But I mean, I think because when it was hitting like 550,000 a share, they were talking about how it was unable to be sustainable because the markets couldn't handle it being that high. And here it's sitting at, let me look it up, because last time I saw it was like 660,000 or some stupidness. Like that stupidness. Search Berkshire This is 433. Yeah. Wait, did it fall? Because it's Berkshire. Yeah, so it's a 4. That's not the right one. I saw it. I'll have to figure out which stock it was that I saw for Berkshire. But it was at like 600, some crazy stupidness. Someone wants to look that up for me, so I think Jackson, was it Jackson that posted that? Anyway, let's see. Hey Javi, digital Cold War. I like that better. That's easier to say. China is the Cold War. Yes, they are. Hey Iron Man, what are you doing? Speak the devil and he shall appear. Katie, I was walking around trying to do some burning, coming back from the yard pit into the house, and at one point I was watching Fell Against House spatial. Oh no. Boo, your viewers don't like us. Oh no, they love us. They love you guys. They just don't like fun. They don't like fun, apparently. That's something I don't know. I had fun, Ira. I really did. I have a question. Do you know if they changed the earnings day of AMC from the 1st to the 8th? I haven't heard any changes. Hallister, anyone in Discord, have you guys heard of any changes for AMC earnings? Let me look. BullHouse, yeah, they bought way over the ask to pump it 50% yesterday after hours and did the same thing. That's what I heard. I wasn't sure about it. AMC earnings. Looks like the 2nd. Oh, no, November 1st. Earnings announcement, AMC 1st. Yeah. Wait, what? Okay, so NASDAQ says the 1st, and random, like, market beat tip rank are saying, like, the 7th, or the 7th. So, and this one's saying the 8th. So, that's... I would go with the NASDAQ announcement for the 1st. AMC Holdings is estimated to report earnings 11/1/21. I don't know, guys. I will have to and then this says 11/2 date reported. Hell if I know, guys. I'll have to look into it. Let me look into it and I'll tweet it out later. Yeah, they bought me. Oh, rolling on floor, laughing my ass off. Don't have time to watch tonight, but expect me in the future. See ya. All right, Iron Man. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah. Anytime. We talk about all kinds of craziness. On Google, it says the 7th. So who actually knows? So maybe within the first week of next month, they will do earnings reports. And we have to remember, guys, like earnings reports, they really don't mean shit for what we're doing. When it comes to AMC and anything like that, the earnings report really doesn't mean much in the terms of MOAS. Now, if you're looking for, typical investor style investing, yes, earnings reports are great. But guys, every time quadruple witching day, earnings reports, any kind of great news, it's always bad for the stock. Always. I've not seen a single day where we're like, yay, earnings reports, and the stock goes up, even when they have positive news about the earnings. So I don't put much weight into those dates because of that. So I stopped paying attention, honestly, to the earnings dates until somebody's like, hey, they had earnings day. I'm like, okay, let me read it. Just my own 2 cents on it. It's my own 2 cents. But yeah, so I also, there was something else I wanted to tell you guys. Yep, I'm totally like flaking on my brain right now. Fidelity says the 1st checked AMC Investor Relations, but it doesn't seem to be posted there. Thank you, Hollister. Appreciate it. But yeah, when it comes to, okay, I did get this question, and I am, I am super hesitant to even say this. But I am trying to plug away data for AMC, GameStop. My conservative floor, Ape sentiment floor, it's whatever Reddit says, whatever Twitter says, whatever social media is spouting out there. That's my Ape sentimental floor, right? So if they're saying 1 billion, whatever, cool. That's Ape sentimental floor. I am trying to do more technical conservative, right? So what that means is, what I see that the data gives me versus just hype sentiment and things like that. And I know Hallister's probably down there yelling at me right now, but a conservative floor. So I'm looking at this from both sides here. Again, that's what we do, right? That's what the BullHouse does. Not FUD. And remember, floor is on the way down. It's not on the way up. It's on the way down. So this is, hey, if these are conservative floor prices, right? Damn. Okay. Just putting it out there. Conservative floor prices selling on the way down. You hold up through the peak on the way down. And so the floor is lava. Cool. Conservative floor for AMC. This one is a little bit tricky. Okay. Conservative floor for AMC would have to be in the realm. Okay. Looking at both sides. I feel like I have to do this way because I'm going to get obliterated at this point. You have anywhere from about 1,000. Okay. I know. Up to, and I'm raising it up to a 20,000 floor. And here's why. Okay. My conservative originally, if anybody doesn't know, my conservative since February has been 10K. Okay. So the reason for the very broad range is because of the share dilution. Okay. This works in both ways. And from what I've been reading, what I've been trying to research, what I'm looking at is, okay, back when I created my first original 10K, we had roughly 100 million shares, right, for AMC. This is all just AMC. This isn't GameStop. We'll get to GameStop. Originally, we had roughly 100 million shares. We're now sitting at about 500 million shares, right? That's supposed to be there. Given the fact that, retail supposedly owns 80% of the float and blah, 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 what we know. So this is where the dilution comes into play. So dilution could be that they have been able to cover in one way or another, and that would be why the conservative floor would be about 1,000. But in turn, this could also, here's the great news of what I'm finding. This could have also led them to dig themselves a hole that they cannot get out of. Again, conservative floor, not ape sentiment. I'm all before ape sentiment, but I did this for my own curiosity here. So roughly about if they've dug this hole that they can't get out of, and their short positions are just going parabolic at this point because they just can't control themselves. And we're talking through the ETFs, we're talking regular stock, we're talking any which way that they can manipulate the stocks. Conservative floor would be about 20K. So yeah, again, landing in the 10K is average. But that is the range. And this is the things that I want everyone to look at and see if you guys can kind of confirm or deny what I am finding, because the biggest thing that yells at me is the amount of share, the 5 times the amount of shares that we had from January to now. And I've been trying to research the exact points that these shares came back onto the market. Yeah, and that's another thing, Adrian, is, you do have to account for people that sell early. But the other big factor, if you guys remember from the mind map, my new mind map, and the old one, when we compare and contrast here, is the fact that AMC had a ton of commercial investors support. That was the initial thing, right? So at one point, they had, I believe it was like 20 some odd, 13 DG filings. People, these companies and entities that had control ownership, big filings, multi-millions of shares. There's now like 4 or 5 of those. Now, this isn't to say the 13Fs don't exist. There's still a lot of 13F filings and companies that still are buying into it, but it doesn't have that same level of support from the commercial side. Retail side, hell yes. So that's what I'm kind of looking at, right? And so I think that might have a big impact as to why the price was suppressed so much, right? And so that's for AMC. Things that we need to look at is, why did the commercial investors, the institutions or anything like that, why'd they come out? Why'd they pull out? Why'd they take their, like Wanda and, like even like Citadel and Point 72, like all these institutions pulled out their investments from AMC. So essentially, yeah, retail does really own the majority of AMC, which is really cool. I agree with you. My floor has always been 25 to 20. Yeah. And so again, these are my conservative floors. I want to be as realistic as possible. I'm not here to hype you up, but no, I'm not. I will never, ever, ever, ever disregard the 8% amount price. I will never disregard that because it is possible. It is possible. I will not discredit that, but this was my own little side project because everyone's been asking me lately for my new price for points and stuff, so I figured I'd do it. And trust me, I was disappointed at first with the original, so I had to talk it over with some people, and I was like, I'm missing something. So then GameStop. GameStop's an interesting one. GameStop has this. They have not changed the amount of shares that are in their float. And people have just kept buying and buying. And they have it on record that, whenever, 3 months ago, that pretty much Germany owned the float. One country. One out of the entire world. And so that's fascinating to me. GameStop also has, they're rebranding themselves. AMC they're rebranding in different ways. But GameStop basically said, screw the old model, let's go. And, they're going into, the digital era. They're, going into, with AMC, I'm happy with 1,000, with GME 10K. So this is where, okay. Anyway, I'll get there. GameStop has basically reinvented itself. It's pretty much almost a brand new company because, they're also filling a void that Fry's left. Fry's Electronics, if you guys don't know, was a massive warehouse for electronics. You could go and buy like modular pieces to build computers. They had gaming consoles, they had TVs and everything. It was a very cool store. So I'm really sad that they're gone. So the fact that GameStop is coming in and they're actually incorporating gaming PC parts into their supply and everything, so you can actually go buy PC parts from GameStop. But that's actually really cool because you couldn't do that. And so they're filling that gap, and their supply chain, right? The supply chain is so short right now. We're going through massive shortages. So people that are trading things in and purchasing different things, like the secondhand aspect of GameStop, I believe, is going to be a major driver for the holiday season. And so that's pretty interesting to actually see, because I know I've sold things to GameStop, paid the high price and sold it for like a fraction of the price, right? That's what we did. And so I don't know, there's something with GameStop that is very unique in the sense that of their business model and the MOAS aspect of it, because they haven't changed the float and people have just kept buying. There's more institutions actually buying it. Buying into it now. And the fact that the media doesn't cover it, that the media says a lot when they don't say anything at all. That's what I'm finding, right? Whenever they stop talking about something, whenever they don't mention something, they say the most that they could possibly imagine. And so the fact that GameStop doesn't come up and AMC does, that's kind of a weird thing. Because even like Nokia, BlackBerry, like all the other meme stocks, whatever, they're not talked about. So there's something interesting there to it, to look into it. So, my conservative floor for GameStop, was like 125. It was very high, guys. And why I say that is I stick it at about 125, 150. I keep it about the same price point for my conservativeness. I don't give a broad range for it because it's very hard to do. If I had to, it would be, between 50 and 200. But the 125, 150 price point, still floor price for GameStop, it seems doable based on the float. Again, the Ape Cinema, I think the Ape Cinema price is like 50 million. So, the people, I'm sorry, GME guys, the Ape Cinema price, it still exists. It still exists. But this is just my conservative floor. So that, once it hits these numbers, right? And it just keeps going up. That floor price, it's literally the floor. It's not my ceiling. The ceiling is infinity. Yes, Peter, for GameStop. That's a lot of based on like different factors of, different algorithms and data points and everything that I can see with GameStop. And that's pretty much been the same since March timeframe. It could be higher. But I just, in my heart, based on, target points, price tags, and everything, like my brain cannot physically go into a higher realm based on what I know of how much money is in the world, right? And that's something I do take into account with all of this too, is how much money is in the world. How much does the printer have to go burr when this is said and done? Let's see. I know they diluted 6 or 8 million. That's nothing though in comparison. 6 or 8 million shares, but sold it at market to us instead of the block backdoor shady. Yeah, that's. See, I don't consider that. Okay. Yes, they diluted slightly, but 6 to 8 million to their, so they increased it a tenth, like a 10% increase in shares versus a 400%. So yeah, there's the big difference. I don't consider them diluting. They raised money. They were able to, they used that money very, very well, I think. So yeah, I don't know. There's just different metrics, right? I'm not talking shit about AMC, but I'm just stating facts. I held AMC, but I had to sell, which I didn't want to do, but I've been laid off. Yeah, I can't stop. I know. You guys know that I had to sell one of my portfolios. You know that. It happens. And that's where, people that are incorporated into BullHouse, you guys know, take care of yourself. If you have to take care of yourself, that's what you need to do. I am sorry, and I might lose half a following. I don't care at this point with this being said, but if you are going hungry and you have shares in your portfolio, you need to eat, you need to eat. I cannot agree with anybody that says, "Oh, hey, go starve and still hold." That's not a thing. I'm sorry, that's not how the world works. There is no need to be going homeless. You need to be paying your bills. You need to be able to, support yourself. If you have shares, and if need be, you can actually take a loan out on your assets if you really want to do that to help support yourself. But I don't encourage going into debt because it doesn't help your situation. I mean, you still have to owe that money back. I mean, so there's just different things that you can do. But you see the dilemma here. I just totally went against the narrative, right? I say take care of yourself. Make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you know, I've seen and heard people, you know, they're selling off their life for this, and we don't know when it's going to MOAS. To me, my own opinion, we're gonna have to wait till the market crashes, because the SEC is doing what they can, kind of. Citadel and all of them, they're not just gonna hand us over money. That's not a thing. We can sit here and we can buy and hold. We're doing exactly what we need to do, but we don't know when the MOAS is going to happen, right? We just don't. If I did, I would tell you guys, and I could probably be very well off, but I don't have a crystal ball. I don't think anybody does. Take care of yourself. Can't stop. I saw that, and I'm very sorry that you had to. I absolutely agree with that. It was nothing, a drop in the ocean, really, when it comes to GME. 100%. Yeah. GameStop can stock split an insane amount too. Yeah, they can. But I don't think they will. I don't think they will do any kind of stock splits. I think we're all on to this whole, NFT thing, NFT game, the Pokemon theory. Something like that is brewing with them, because they keep posting things about Pokemon. Now, they could always also be trolling us on a massive scale. But I don't see anything nefarious with GameStop. Like, they are, and everyone talks about, like, oh, well, they're not very interactive with the community. They don't talk. The CEO doesn't talk. Well, and even Ryan Cohen had said, don't judge us on what we say, judge us on our actions, what we do. And that is literally the best thing that you can do is, talk is cheap. Talk is very cheap. You can sit here and say, oh, we're going to do XYZ, we're going to do XYZ, and then XYZ never happens, or it takes forever for XYZ to happen. And so I'd rather see what a company is actually capable of doing and producing and chasing after things or whatever. So, I don't know. That's where I am very... I'm very fascinated with this. I really am. It takes money to buy whiskey. Yes, it does. RC has been showing us the way, chopsticks. Yes, 100%. Which I do think there's just some different things going on. Like Ryan Cohen, he's a goofy guy. But we have to stay aware, right? We do have to stay aware of what's going on in the markets. I mean, like I said, AMC and GameStop are running together today. There's something going on. There's a reason why Berkshire Hathaway is getting pumped up and pumped down. There's a reason why crypto all dumped today. They are trying to get some equity somewhere. Heck, the SPY was down quite a bit today. So yeah, I don't know. Like, we're going to see some interesting things coming up. You said talk is cheap, so I had to. I see. GameStop, I'm in the same boat and don't feel bad about it one bit. You do what you got to do. I did the same to feed my family, and it was a nice meal at that. Heck yes, LC. Heck yes. No, I'm not. Before anybody clips this and sends this to everybody, I'm not saying go and sell your share. That's not what I am saying. I am not saying that. I am not a shill. I am not producing FUD. I am not whatever. Take care of yourself if you need to, right? It's been, 10 months? People were putting in the relief money that we got. They were putting in their unemployment. They were putting in money that, and I'm not saying this was you guys. I'm not saying this was you, Can't Stop or LC, but like Can't Stop had income. He had income. He could play it. He was playing with money that he could afford to lose. But did we foresee him losing his job? No. Did we foresee this random mandate for the vaccines and people being, fired or let go or whatever? These same people could be in the market. They're being let go. They need the money. Like, this is literally the longest game of chicken that has ever been played, I think. And so it's who blinks first. And, well, what a better way to make people blink than take their livelihoods, right? And so it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate, but at the same time, you don't need to needlessly suffer. So, I personally will never, ever, ever, say anything bad if someone comes to me. Heck, I think I've had people since March coming to me saying, hey, I had to sell. Like, I feel like shit, blah, blah, blah. Did I ruin the movement? No, you didn't. Because at the end of the day, like, yes, we make up a big portion of the market, but we are not the driving force right now. And if GameStop, AMC, Nokia, whatever meme stock, if they're shorted, 4 to 10 or even upwards of 14 times their float, unless you're one of these big whales, which I don't think most of us are, unless you're one of these big whales, no, you're okay. I mean, if you can get back in when you have a chance or something, but no. I do want to clarify that one. Like, I felt so bad because this was months ago. And I had a few people that, they had a few hundred shares, and they thought that they caused a dip in the market. And I was like, no, that wasn't you. That was just unfortunate timing. Which means they did sell at the peak, which was great. But when you look at it as a trader type thing, but at the end of the day, no, we don't cause that much of a damage. I promise you. Now, if all of us did it at the same time, yes, that would be pretty catastrophic. But no, if one by, a few people that do it here and there that, hey, I have to take care of my kid. I have to take care of myself. I need food. You're okay, guys. You're okay. I think that's one thing that the psychological warfare that's happened is that people are made to feel bad for having to take care of themselves. And that's unfortunate. It really is. Like, I didn't have to tell anybody. Like, the only reason I even said anything about me selling mine is because I always told you guys I'd be blunt. Now, I didn't want to sell that portfolio off because that was one of my bigger ones. But you do what you have to do, right? So that the sake of transparency, that's why I told everybody. Now everything else is tucked away in TD and Fidelity as much as possible. And Coinbase, obviously, is where my sheep is. But just sent you a DM explaining the crypto dip this morning and BRK shares situation and why they need to do that. Okay, let me look at it real quick. Did you send it on Twitter? Yes. Let's see. So they can no longer use Tesla bonds as collateral for margin because they are triple B rated, and from now on they have to use triple A bonds, which is what Berkshire Hathaway bonds are. That's why they bought it at 51% higher yesterday and 60% higher today. Two shares they bought yesterday caused that price to spike like that, and that's why all crypto took a huge shit pre-market open. Literally all of it. No, 100%. Thank you for that. I appreciate you breaking that down. That's really awesome. Give me one sec. My dog's going crazy again. Okay, sorry guys. That's really awesome that you sent that to me because I was like, So, okay, so in your theory that they were basically like dumping crypto to cover the cost. Is that what you're saying? Because that is a hellacious dump. That sounded really bad. I am so sorry. Man, this is why we don't do podcasts this early in the day, because my brain's not functioning. That's getting clipped. I know it. Anyway, but yeah, the market in itself, guys, it's bad. It is bad, but just remember, like Boss Blunts and I just literally went over this. AMC, Nokia, BlackBerry, GameStop, all of these heavily shorted stocks, they have a negative beta. Okay. They are inverses. They are they run as what was interesting that we found is that GameStop actually has a lower negative, if you want to say it that way, but then the VIX, which VIX is is a very well-known inverse to the S&P 500. And so, and how that works is, when the S&P goes down, it just skyrockets. When it goes up, it just tanks. Like, so the fact that GameStop has that same, actually a lower ratio. So it's like, I think the VIX is negative 6.2, and I think GameStop's like negative 6.4 or something. I can't remember. Anyway, I found that interesting. We'll see. It's hard to be on the same place week over. It's hard to be on the same place week over week, but then I stop to think why I've been holding for so long, because I trust and I like the stock, and because I know it'll give me a life change. Exactly, Jorge. Exactly. That's it. 100%. And that's why I said, like, people have been asking for the ceiling, right? There is no ceiling. These are infinite stocks. These are infinite money. They have, like, when you look at their losses, the predicted losses for them, they have infinite losses on this. We just have to wait. That's all it is. So that's why I said my floor, hell, that means I'm holding all the way down. All the way down. I basically see my floor price, that 1,000. Well, you know what? Fuck, I'll probably just make my floor price that 1,000. So when I see that and it hits that, I'm golden. I'm good. It's just going. Who knows? Maybe just set my floor price, whatever, 500, and just sit back and laugh all the way. Whatever. I don't know. Because we've talked about that, the individual floor price. We've talked about that, right? Like, you take all of the money that you need, divided by the amount of shares that you have. That's your individual floor price. And guys, mine's not very high for what I need in life. So yeah, that's just something to think about. That's why I like the individual floor price versus just a generic base, because what I need is different than what Hallister needs, and what Can't Stop needs versus cash and whatnot. So it's all different. All the Berkshire shares are now worth 51% higher. I mean, they paid $250,000 yesterday per share above ask. Why? Yeah, we gotta. There's something, considering that Berkshire Hathaway owns a lot in these institutions. I'll have to look into it. I'll see what they're buying up. But I do believe I will call it for the night, guys. My dogs are now officially going crazy outside, and I have to go get ready to go to the airport. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. We have Nifty Ape Nation on tomorrow night. They will be doing a 2-hour segment from 10 p.m. to midnight. So we will have them on Turbo, Create, Mother Mayhem, all of them. So it'll be a lot of fun. And I will see you guys tomorrow.